Welcome back, welcome back. There's a say that goes in Zulu. I hope my Zulu teacher, Ufuzu Mapoloba, I won't disappoint, but the reason why I say Zindala Zombili in relegation is because Swallows did themselves a very big favor by getting a draw.
Yeah.
And I saw the Swallows chairman was saying there was VAR. So when Alufuno, you don't count. The chairman of Swallows said there was VAR at Dobsonville.
Yeah.
But that point that Musa and the team got is big.
Yeah, it's huge, Mpo. Currently, Swallows have got 2 points from the top 5 teams. They got a point against Pirates. Now they got another point against Sundowns. It's huge 2 points because not many teams there at the bottom that are fighting this relegation can get those 2 points.
Yeah.
It's big points. And that 1 point they got from Sundowns, it makes that it's 9 points gap between them and Richards Bay.
Cox, Lufuno, we're going to go this weekend by weekend, game by game.
Yeah.
Because this becomes every weekend, everybody must watch what happens.
Yeah.
Because now you then say, this coming weekend, Bavina Noku play against Cape Town Spurs. I have not changed. My loyalty still remain. So by default, I would say Ordio Bahlaba. So when Cape Town Spurs plays against Skukuni, what do you see from that game, looking at the way the form that Skukuni is coming into that game with?
I look at you playing a team that has a coach of the month. You playing a team that has a player of the month. So usually that can work against you because we've seen coaches win coach of the month and then they start to take a dip.
Because you've got the accolades too soon.
Correct. But they're playing for second spot. They've always been clear in terms of their ambition. They've tasted CAF football. They've tasted continental football. They've taken this competition seriously and they seem to be backing from the backroom staff in terms of saying, let's go into the continent. You have a coach that has proper assistance on the bench. You have a coach that has players, a new player in Figo. And I'll say new in the sense that he's coming from a long layoff. He's very fresh. He's very, not just fresh, he's very influential in the team.
So it's going to be a tough game for Spurs the way you see.
A very tough game for Spurs. It's just the low number of points that they have. 12 is very little that they have, and they'll have to give it a proper go. At this point, they have to win the match, and once you get to the point of desperation where you have to win everything, even a draw will not be enough, then it puts you in the back foot.
On the other side, Richards Bay have got a walkover against Kaizer Chiefs.
Hey, Mpo?
No.
Hey, Mpo?
Okay. I'm listening, Lufun. Convince me otherwise.
All right. There's no easy game in the PSL.
No, but Chiefs
they are playing against Kaizer Chiefs that have not been winning. The only thing that Kaizer Chiefs has to do now is to turn around. They are playing, Richards Bay is playing a wounded Kaizer Chiefs that really need result badly. So Kaizer Chiefs, they're in trouble. They're just lingering at top 8. Another loss, it's another story. They have to fight to remain in the position that they are. Because if you look at it, even if they win, they might not even move into that position. So it's going to be a very tough game for Richards Bay. The history, look at the stats. Well, Richards Bay have never beaten Kaizer Chiefs, besides the one that they beat them in the cup. In the league, they've been struggling.
But they say Coxbury stats are like a bikini. They show nothing.
Yeah, but as much as stats LED bikini, some of the things you can see, okay, I'm like Anisha, those kind of things. Look, Richards Bay, let's look at the administrative side of things right now. They've just been handed a transfer ban.
Yes.
So most of the time, if you look at the teams on top, you'll see in the office, they have things covered up. The minute there starts to be problems in the office, then it starts to trickle down on the players. And you look at the transfer ban that just came in now, and you look at the timing thereof, and you're looking at the fact that they need to win them. I mean, the point that the Swallows got is a huge point. You look at the catch-up that they have to do for them to survive from that playoff spot, then you start to ask yourself questions and say, can Richards Bay do it? Yes, I know you don't think Kaizer Chiefs can pull this off, but I give this one to Kaizer Chiefs. They, stats back them.
Makosi, you have a new supporter. Please send a packet of chips so that he can enjoy the packet of chips. And then their next game is Cape Town Spurs versus Richards Bay. That's literally, there's football terms, it's a 6-pointer and all those. That's going to be a big game. None of them can afford a loss. Well, Richards Bay can afford to just match them, because if you match them, then you're going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if you then lose, now you're closing that gap a bit more. From your side, Cox, how do you see that?
Then I see it as a draw, a lovely draw. Richards Bay have to make peace with the fact that the playoff spot is for them right now. Because if they try and be smart and they try and do any other thing, it'll catch up with them.
So you're saying the playoff spot is ours, come and get it if you can?
Yes. That's the approach in terms of the match. You look at players that they've been playing, the game that they played against Sundowns and the approach that they approach against Sundowns, I pretty much see the same tactics being deployed, where they'll say, we are not going to concede, we'll be comfortable in the
No, Maracok, you can't be playing against Chiefs and saying, Chiefs don't know how to park in the bus.
Yeah.
You can't park the bus.
I think the issue...
Or Cape Town Spurs.
The issue here, Mpo, is that the position that Richards Bay are in, it's more about, let's consolidate. Let's not lose, but we can take a point. So they have to be very cautious, because if they lose 2-3 games and Spurs win 2-3, then they can find themselves in an automatic relegation, because really the gap between them and Spurs is not much. It can take about 3 games to turn it around. However, for them to catch Swallows, they need to win straight 3 games with Swallows not winning a single game. So it's going to be very impossible for them to get to Swallows, but very easy for Spurs if they become consistent, especially if they beat Richards Bay, then they get closer to them, because Richards Bay cannot afford to lose against Chiefs, and they cannot afford to lose against
No, I mean, if you then look at the games that then come after that, Richards Bay have got an Amazulu that's coming at home, and then they've got an Orlando Pirates, and they've got Tepo's Cape Town City, and then you look at the Spurs side after the Richards Bay game, they've got Super Sport United, they've got Polokwane City, Super Sport United, Golden Arrows. Whew. It's going to be tough, gentlemen.
Those 3 games for Spurs, they're not really the difficult games. They're playing teams that, bar the Golden Arrows game, they're playing teams that I think they should be able to go for points, give it a proper go. Super Sport, you find them in the back foot at this moment. They're still trying to find out what's happening. Yeah. So give it a go. Give it a bash. Stellenbosch, they've put out a template in terms of how you can have a go and then really beat Super Sport, and it should be there. So
Cape Town Spurs should be able to beat the likes of Golden Arrows, or they should give it or because Arrows, if you open it.
If you look at Arrows, there's consistency around it as well. And Cox is right. Those teams that are going to play against Spurs, if Spurs have to play and use the form that they used, either against Sundowns, even if they lost, but they were very strong. They're not an easy team to beat.
Having said that, the last game of Cape Town Spurs is against Kaizer Chiefs, so he did say that they're winnable, right? That's from Lufuno. He believes that all the teams that Cape Town Spurs are going to play, they're beatable, including his beloved Kaizer Chiefs. Well, I guess he's telling the truth. Facts are facts. Stats say so. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back. Anything you give us, football, we will take. Football is a beautiful thing and football is magical. Once upon a time, we got the good view of football through a legend called Jerry Skosana. Let's watch him here.